everyone, welcome back. In preparation of reviewing Across the Spiderverse, we are going to be reviewing Into the Spiderverse. This is a movie that when I saw the trailer released at Comic-Con years ago, I was so excited for this movie. Just that it was just like a 30-second teaser of Miles jumping off that building with the soundtrack behind it. I was hooked. My dad told me to lower my expectations as with every Sony project, they eventually mess it up. This movie was not a mess up. Into the Spider-Verse is, in my opinion, one of the best comic book movies of all time. I think it's the best Spider-Man movie, and personally, it's one of my favorite movies. I think everything about this movie is perfect, from the characters, the soundtrack, the animation style, which was completely unique and looked like a comic book, which I just thought was amazing. I loved it. It was so much fun. I've watched it so many times since, and each time I love it. I like the characters. I think they were developed and written pretty well. I did like Penny Parker, the new Spider-Man that they did make, especially for this movie. I thought she was a fun inclusion. I would have liked to see some of the other Spider people because there's so many out there, as you can see from the trailers for Across the Spider-Verse, that I don't know why they felt like they needed to make one, but I still felt like she was well included. But I really like the cast of characters. I think they did a great job.
I was so late to this game, like so late. Like I don't know where the hell I was. I don't know what Griffin's talking about as far as like a Comic-Con trailer. I can't explain to you guys, and I'm a big geek, but I cannot explain to you for the life of me where I was when any of this stuff was being promoted. It was already out digital when friends of mine, Griffin, Shane, Kenny, George, etc. I could go on. The list is endless. They were all talking about it, and I was like, I knew who Miles was. I knew of Spider-Man, obviously, but they were all like talking about him like, this was like the greatest thing since Power Rangers. I just didn't get it. And they were all like, you got to watch it. And I was like, yeah, I'll get around to it. So I missed the theatrical. Like, it was already out. It was on Netflix, like available for me to watch whenever. And then my daughter, Leia, yeah, that's right. My daughter's name's Leia. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. She was sitting down watching, and I was like, "What are you watching?" She was like, "I'm watching Into Spider-Verse." And I was like, "You like that?" And she was like, "Yeah, Dad. You want to watch it with me?" And we sat down and she was like, "Hey, by the way, Peter Parker dies." I was like, "What the hell? Why would you tell me that? I just sat down with you. You're 5 minutes in." She was like, "I've seen it 5 times." I'm like, "But why would you tell me that?" So
Spoiler
when
alert for
he,
anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
yeah, sorry guys. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you're later than me. When he died, I'm like, that's like if I would have walked into Endgame and somebody was like, "Yep, Tony dies at the end." She thinks it's the funniest thing in the world, so I can't wait to spoil something for her. Like Griffin said, I had a great time.
Surprisingly enough, Chris Pine did a great job playing that universe of Spider-Man. I thought he did an amazing job.
This movie was really cool because I got to see stuff that I grew up with, like Kingpin being the big bad, and he's the big bad here. He's complete ass, and he's huge, and he wrecks shop. And Miles is a lot of fun. The interaction with his family, his suit, and the way he goes about making his suit, because he's like, I'm Spider-Man, but I want to, have like a different stuff on me. I thought that was really cool. The animation is really, really dope. So I had a great time. Wish my daughter wouldn't have spoiled that for me, but so when Griff was like, dude, they're making a sequel, and then we saw the trailer, I just felt like, okay, this time I'm on board and I'm going to be part of the conversations because last time it's like I took a damn trip to outer space and came back and years had passed. You know what? I got blipped.
Yeah, it almost took you 5 years to watch the movie, so that's a
Exact
very viable excuse.
fucking Thanos. So this time I'm on board. We're watching the sequel next week. We're both really excited. Griff, understandably, much more than I am, but I'm gonna be right there.
Yeah, no, this movie was a lot of fun. The humor was great. Surprisingly, Nicolas Cage did fantastic as Noir Spider-Man. I thought he was very funny. I think all the characters were very funny. And the tease at the end for the sequel coming up, I thought I couldn't wait. Spider-Man 2099 is one of my favorite iterations. This is gonna be either a really great weekend or really bad. You guys will know very soon.
If this movie sucks, Griffin is going to be pissed.
You'll know if I really liked it, the video's gonna be long. If I really didn't like it, it's gonna be long too. So you can count on a long video coming out soon because we're just gonna
And
keep talking.
your girl Haley's in here, so
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Haley Steinfeld. She did a great job, and I'm very excited.
my final thoughts on this movie is I had a really good time. I laughed. I was a little upset because I was spoiled, but it was time I spent with my daughter. I couldn't believe she was into. Yeah, I mean, it's in her blood, but she had already sat through it 5 times. So this was her sixth viewing of it. And now, she'll be like, "Hey, Dad, you want to watch Into Spider-Verse?" And I'm like, and yesterday we saw The Little Mermaid, and the first trailer was for this, and she was like, "We're coming, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, because now you can't spoil it for me."
Yeah, no, this movie was well written, characters well developed. It was a very emotional movie, and they handled it very well. The soundtrack played very well off of what was going on and off of the characters. And the second one definitely has big shoes to fill. And sadly, it's Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. That that irks me, but we'll only have to wait a year this time instead of 5 years. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought about Into the Spider-Verse in the comics. We'll see you guys in a few days for Across the Spider-Verse.
Take care, guys.